Hi. This message found you at exactly the right moment in time. Thank you for being open to receiving this message. Thank you for trusting your intuition. I'm so glad to be with you in this moment. Hello, for those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Anya, and this channel is about connecting with our inner wisdom. So glad to be with you. As a reminder, these readings here on the channel are general readings, so not every part of the story will resonate with you. If you would like to go deeper with me, reach out. I do one-on-one personal readings, and I can help clarify whatever you're working on at this time. Okay, so I did a pre-shuffle, and the story that started coming out in the cards is around you as a role model or guide for others. So again, this is a general reading, so craft the story that is helpful for you, but I'm getting the strong sense of you being a role model for someone or multiple people. For some of you, you're a parent and you have a child or children that you are molding. You're actively molding. For others of you, you are teachers. You are coaches. You have an active role in the world to play as a giver of wisdom, as an inspirational figure for others. So this is not for the loner types. I'm really strongly feeling that I'm talking to people who are, you have at least one person in your day-to-day life, in your field, your energetic field, that is greatly influenced by you in a really good and beautiful way. I was getting the Temperance card, and this card came up a lot, and in the reading that I offered recently, I think it was yesterday, it's coming up again. So it's really interesting. Something in the air about this card can mean a lot of things, but the energy I'm picking up on is a call for inspiring the person or people that you're guiding to greater levels of discipline. Isn't that interesting? So like in your role as a guide, as an inspirational figure, whether you're a parent or a spiritual teacher, whatever you are. Maybe you're a fellow YouTuber. Hello. If that's you, hi. But there's someone or many people that need you to talk about discipline. I don't know how else to say it. It's like, it's time to open up that conversation with someone or someone's. It's not the most favorite conversation that we could have in this world, because our world is sending a message constantly to us that we're weak, that we can't do it, that things are hard. I mean, I always use this analogy because it perfectly summarizes it. But have you ever noticed in our world today that to take medicine, we now have super sugary gummies for everything? People feel like they can't even swallow a pill. They can't even take a 1 second momentary discomfort. I don't even know why it would be that discomforting to people, but people are more likely this day and age to take medicine if it's, in the state of a green little gummy rather than a pill that you have to swallow. Something I've been talking about too with my roommate recently is decades ago, for example, in Ohio and Michigan, it would regularly be cold outside and snow, and there wouldn't be as many days where things would get canceled. But nowadays, it's even if it just gets a little bit cold or some snow falls on the ground, it's every school and every institution and every church puts out an advance notice days in advance that there's a cancellation. And it's we're losing the ability. I'm speaking generally here. Humanity is losing the ability to do hard things. Everything is shipped to our door with Amazon. We we often lack physical exercise, all these things. Like, these screens are beautiful tools, but also like, what are we losing, right? I'm one of the, what you call Zennials, meaning like, I grew up in a world, I remember very clearly the world of slower pace without computers and cell phones. I am grateful for those things, but I'm kind of getting off track. But the point, though, is that, discipline is not the most favorite topic to talk about for most people. And feeling I'm getting as well is that it's like you've had an inkling that you need to talk to your people, your person about this to like inspire them and push them a little bit gently, with love. But maybe you've been kind of putting it off because it's like, what do I say? How do I approach this? But because you've kind of been putting it off, you're in this a bit of a schizophrenic state of like not just diving in to what you need to do. You're kind of like, well, maybe, I don't know. Like, it's a kind of a back and forth energy in your mind. You're not, it's like, when is the right time to bring this up? I don't know how to say it. I don't know the words to use. It's like you're kind of overthinking things is the main thing I'm getting from this card. You're overthinking it. But there is something that you're being called to inspire within another, whether that's a group or a single person. But I want to encourage you and remind you that that is a sacred role, to be the encourager, to be the inspirer. And like, how blessed is that you get to do that with people? Your life is not common. When I say common, I mean, most people are content to absorb the messages from society without a ton of deep thinking. But you, my friend, are a deep thinker. That's why you are, to a certain extent, you push the boundaries of society, But for this person or people that you're guiding, they have been burdened by something. Maybe it's an addiction. Maybe it's just a way of thinking. It's maybe a mindset, a clear action that they regularly take that's not helpful for them, right? And your job is to just sit down and talk with them about it. That's the feeling I'm getting. You should definitely model to them good behavior, balanced behavior, uplifted behavior. Yes, of course, do that. But I'm really getting the sense of like needing a conversation around this to bring healing for, not only them, but also yourself, right? Ask yourself why you've been avoiding this conversation. Like, what is it about this topic area that is intimidating to you? Why have you been a bit scared, nervous, tense to bring this up with them? Queen of Swords. You want to stand in your knowing. The Queen of Swords is no nonsense energy. It's like, I know what I know, and I'm going to pass that on to those who are lucky enough to be in my orbit. I am the queen. And I share how it is. It's just no nonsense, no frills, no, something to consider. This is an interesting message coming through. Sometimes we might want to sugarcoat things, put a nice little bow on things, when in reality, the universe is just asking us to speak plainly from the heart about things, right? And letting whatever emotion come out that we want, that naturally just comes out, right? Sometimes we can try to like overthink it. Something like an analogy that I use sometimes is, so I am a big lover, appreciator of the method of NVC, nonviolent communication, also known as compassionate communication, which was pioneered by a beautiful soul named Marshall Rosenberg. Drop a comment below if you too know who I'm talking about, NVC, if you practice NVC. I love it. It's a formula for speaking to others with love and empathy and compassion. And that system of talking, which is really a 4-step process of learning to be empathetic and hearing what other people are feeling and needing, as much as I love that process and use it a lot as much as I can, there are those moments that ask for just bluntness. You don't have to be mean, but just a certain level of like directness without overthinking, like, this is how I'm going to say it. And like, this is how I'm going to frame it. And it's like, Spirit is like, get out of your head and just do it. Yeah. And if what you say causes a tower moment for someone else, then let it be so, right? Because they need to feel that, they need to feel their mind explode for a minute. They need to feel disoriented. They need to feel confused. They need to feel the emotions that come up, right? And you're the guide, and you can hold that safe, loving space, but also be very just straightforward and clear in how you communicate this message of inspiration. Because you're trying to inspire this person or people towards greater levels of moderation, inner strength. The Temperance card is a lot about strength, the strength that we cultivate daily through our habits. So there's something like toxic or unhealthy about what this person that you're guiding has been doing. And it's just, and you see it. You see it. It's not working for them. You see it really clearly because you're really close to them. You have a bird's eye view, of them, and they're just not yet able to see that pattern for themselves. So yes, get out of your head. Stop analyzing it so much and just do it. Just have the conversation. Yeah. Okay. The cards don't lie when you shuffle and you keep getting the same message. It's like an underline or an italicized, exclamation point. This person, people may have a strong reaction, right? They don't want to see this about themselves. They don't want to look at it. They've avoided it for whatever reason. And that's okay, right? Let people have their reaction. But your job, you're the healer, right? You come into this world to create transformation. That's why you're here. And you know that, right? So just a reminder, that when we love people, we allow them to have their feelings about things. Yeah. That's one of the beautiful things about what we do as we inspire people. We let people have their own reactions. But at the end of the day, you're clear on what your inner voice is telling you to do. You're using this tarot reading here as confirmation of what is in store for you. So in the coming, few days, I recommend the next couple days, just have this conversation, blah, blah, blah. Something that works for me is when I'm building something in my head, I just kind of like mentally just diffuse the like intensity of the situation by being like, whatever, I'll just do it. Whatever. It's just like, I just shake my head and I'm like, whatever, I'll just do it. And I just do something, because as a deep thinker, I can get like mired in all the different angles and all the proper words that I could say. And it's like I get into analysis paralysis. So yeah, don't do that. Just go. If you would, in this moment, you want to do something with me? Okay, cool. Just do this. And just do it. Shake it off. Shake off that nervousness or whatever it is. Okay, I hope this reading was helpful. I feel like this was a very specific message for a very specific group of people. Yeah. At the end of the day, this whole conversation is going to bring healing for all of you. Okay, I love you so much. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you super soon again. Love you so much. Bye for now.